Hey guys, Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com with another 5 minutes to a better mix tutorial. We've been looking at 31 mixing tips in 31 days. That's been our goal here, with the idea of helping you make better mixes right away. And hopefully these have been helping you. If you just watch them and don't do anything with them, then they're not going to do much for you. But if you actually take them and implement them in your mixes and test them out, you'll see that they actually work and they actually will help you create more dynamic mixes. And today's tip is no exception. It's another arranging type of philosophical tip that will help you create dynamic as well as keeping the listener captivated, because you want every section of the song to move the listener through the entire track, right? So your tracks may sound good together statically, right? Your drums sound good, your guitars sound good, the vocals are screaming. But if it stays the same from intro to outro, that's a boring song, and the mix won't sound good no matter how perfectly sculpted your EQs are and how many vintage preamps you use when you record it. People want something that's engaging and interesting. A lot of times when I get a mix, I find that there's just too many tracks going on, and there's just too many tracks playing all the time. So one of the best things you can do, and one of the things I do a lot to make a mix sound better than it really is to just mute stuff in certain sections of the song. And a lot of times I like to have fewer tracks and fewer things happening in a verse. So when I get to the chorus, it sounds bigger and more explosive. Now we've looked at how panning can affect that, going from mono to stereo, but you can do this as well with having fewer tracks audible in the verse as compared to the chorus. Here's a good example. Here's a verse that has 4 electric guitars and a piano as well as drums and bass.
Down and shut up. Got so many rules to keep you warm at night. Or do you think they might? You tell me fast, slow.
I mean, it sounds cool. Then here's the chorus.
Sing it for me. There's no way you rather be. Don't wanna waste the only.
Both sound cool, but both are at the same dynamic, and it's not nearly as cool as it could be. So here's what I can do to spice this up. I've already cut up a couple of these tracks. I have these 4 guitars. They're all playing the same part. Literally, here's verse 1. I'm going to select 3 out of the 4 guitars and mute them, okay? So instead of having the guitar on the left and the right, both with the ribbon mic and the 57. I mean, it's nice and thick. I'm taking out 75% of the guitar work right here in the verse, keeping the piano in there. I'll have the piano kind of pan to the right, the guitar pan to the left. And let's take a listen to what that sounds like.
Down and shut up. Got so many rules to keep you warm at night. Or do you think they might? You tell me fast, slow. Let's go. When is the last time that you heard a song and you just sang along? Don't get too comfortable with keeping control. If you wanna lose yourself, you gotta let it go. You gotta take it from me. There's no way you rather.
There you go, right? Much better dynamic change. It definitely feels like a change, right? The guitars come in so it's louder. The guitars come in the right side of the speaker so it fills out the stereo spectrum. But here's one thing that we might do maybe to make it a little more seamless of a transition. I like his little guitar part here that leads into the chorus.
If you wanna lose yourself, you gotta let it.
This part. Let's take one of the guitars that's in the right of the speaker and unmute that. That way that pops back in here. Let's take a listen to what that sounds like.
Keep in control. If you wanna lose yourself, you gotta let it go. You gotta take it from me. There's no way you rather be.
There we go. So that transitions it a little bit better. So you go from having a wall of guitars in the verse and a wall of guitars in the chorus, and it's not much different. It's just a verse and a chorus. I mean, I can tell it's a different part of the song, but that's not nearly as engaging as just stripping out all the tracks but one guitar and a piano in the verse and letting it just build back up. So coming out of the intro even, you'll hear the change too. Here's the intro into the verse.
Sit down and shut up. Got so many rules to keep you warm at night. Or do you think they might? You tell me fast.
And that's what dynamics are all about. Up, down, in, out, intimate, big, small, huge, narrow, wide. You have to have some sort of contrast in a mix. So think about that as you work through your mixes and take away tracks where you can. It's one of the fastest, easiest things you can do to make your mix actually sound better. Hope that helps. Again, this is Graham at therecordingrevolution.com. We will see you on the final few videos.